Hey, peace. Thanks for pressing play. You've tuned into a special preview of season 2 of the Money, Power, Land, Solidarity podcast. Today, we're sharing a clip of a really exciting, really informative interview we did with Samuel Stein, author of Capital City Gentrification in the Real Estate State, put out by Verso Books in 2019, a part of the Jacobin series. It's a great Marxist critique of gentrification, of the role that the real estate economy and real estate capital plays in producing cities that are more and more unaffordable and more unequal. This is just a little teaser that you're going to get, but we have a longer clip of our interview with Samuel Stein over on our Patreon for our bread and butter subscribers. Really encouraging folks to go check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/Money, Power, Land, Solidarity. We're setting a new goal. We want to get to 100 patrons, 100 subscribers. Right now we're floating at like 69 or 70, and that's amazing. We want to keep building for you all. We want to keep delivering. We want to keep building this project. So please go over to Patreon and subscribe to the show. There's a $2 option, a $5 option. You're going to start getting some clips and teasers for season 2. We've posted some other content there. You'll have access to some merch. Isaac and I are really excited about sharing this work with you all and really driven to keep building this working class, pro-people, left-wing, anti-racist media project in Minneapolis. So if you can, head over to Patreon, join the subscribers, join the bread and butter team. Samuel Stein and I had a great conversation. I learned a lot. We talked about the economics behind gentrification. We talked about urban planning. We talked about public policy. And we talked about tenant organizing. In this clip, you're going to hear Sam, who's from New York City and lives in New York City, first encountering the concept of a pedal pub.
As a Marxist, I think there's much more politically that we can focus on around the production side of any kind of economic transaction. And Karl Marx wrote about how the consumption side is easy for anybody to see. You go to a store, you see the price of something, and that seems like the whole economic story. This milk costs $4. I purchase it. It must have cost $4 to produce. But there is this whole other side, which he called the hidden abode of production, which has its own rules and its own deep sets of exploitation that are fundamental before you even get to the product to the market. And so I focus in my book much more on the in the production side than on the consumption side. But I've also seen a lot of really annoying people who are obviously buying into gentrification, kind of getting rid of their own guilt by saying, no, it's not the consumption side, it's just the production side. Just focus on the banks and the landlords and the developers, and kind of ignoring their own part in it. And I've also seen the opposite, which is people like just focusing on how annoying brunching hipsters are without noticing the landlord that put that fancy restaurant in that building in the first place and kicked out the community center or whatever was there before. So you really have to have both sides of the analysis politically. But I'd say that it's all too easy to fall into the consumption side, and it takes a little bit more work. And I think there's more reward in really emphasizing the politics of production in gentrification.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it. And one of the reasons why I was so excited by your book is because I experienced the consumption side. I'm from a part of Minneapolis, Northeast Minneapolis, which was historically a kind of Eastern European working class blue collar section of town that has been really aggressively gentrified. And everybody in my life, even who don't use the word gentrification, notice it. They're hurt by it. They struggle with it. And so often working class people, like you said, the production side is hidden from us and we are mystified. And then we put all our energy into, trying to fight the hipster or to share my own experience. Do you have pedal pubs in New York? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
It's like this thing that was like a feature of gentrification here where you can like 6 to 8 people or whatever will rent this like group bike that's like a bar. And then they like bike around the neighborhood getting drunk and hooting and hollering at people and stuff.
Wait, and you have to drink and ride a bicycle at the same time?
Yeah, but it's like a weird bike where it's like you're around you're powering like a 4-wheel vehicle that's like open to the public, but yeah, I'm realizing now that it was like a politicizing moment for me when I was so frustrated that I tried to provoke a physical confrontation with a particularly annoying group on a pedal pub, because it just felt like, who are you? Why are you here in our neighborhood? What is this? And then I realized that I'm missing the real enemy, or I'm missing the real cause. I'm not going to get to the root of the problem. So I appreciate the Marxist perspective that, looks at it more structurally. And then on the same hand, I got to recognize that it could be tempting for me to kind of soothe my own guilt by not acknowledging the dynamics on the ground, because I also now live in a part of South Minneapolis where I'm a gentrifier. So I think a lot of people are struggling with those nuances, and it's good to open up that dialogue.
Yeah. And I'm still kind of mystified by what a pedal pub is. But
I feel you. Sorry, I had to drop that one on you.
That's right. It does sound deeply annoying. And there's a material consequence. People lose the space of the street.
Head over to Patreon, become a bread and butter subscriber to hear the rest of the clip. Keep your eyes peeled for season 2. Keep your head up. Money, power, land, solidarity.
Guaranteed the whole mood. The rest, you're gonna inherit the earth that holds true. Culture, power grows, gonna deal them a few blows. The elders transcended